Welcome friends, this is Ramkumar coming to you with one more episode on the comparison of important statistics of NSDL and CDSL as of 31st of August 2025. First look through the disclaimer which you can read at leisure. The important point is that I am not currently registered with any regulator in India like RBI, SEBI, IRDAI, PFRD, IFSC or WDRA to provide advisory services in the financial market. We will look at the statistics on 6 parameters, the main parameters of CDSL and NSDL as of August 2025, that is end of August 2025. We look at cumulative as well as monthly figures for some of the parameters. In terms of active demat accounts, that is demat accounts which are the total demat accounts which are opened minus accounts which are closed, so that is active demat accounts. CDSL has reached a count of 16.31 crore demat accounts as of 31st August 2025, while NSDL has reached 4.14 crore demat accounts. The total between both the depositories becomes 20.45 or 46 crore demat accounts. This constitutes 79.75% in favor of CDSL and 20.25% in favor of NSDL on a cumulative basis. On a monthly basis, the total accounts opened by CDSL is 20.59 lakh demat accounts, while NSDL has opened about 4.23 lakh demat accounts. When I say opened, it is active demat accounts we are talking about. This totals up to 24.83 lakh demat accounts. So this you can see in the case of CDSL, it is 1.28% increase over the previous month's end of month count of total number of demat accounts, while in the case of NSDL it is 1.03%. So on the total count it is 1.23% increase in terms of the total number of accounts opened in this month as against the end of the previous month. In terms of number of securities held, that is the number of shares or debentures or any other type of security. In case of CDSL it is 91,597 crore shares, and in case of NSDL it is 5,36,076 shares. These two total up to 6,27,673 shares. So this comes to a percentage of 14.59% in favor of CDSL and 85.41% in favor of NSDL. Now in case of value of these securities that are held, in the case of CDSL it is 77,52,000 crore rupees in rupees, and in case of NSDL it is 4,97,000 4 crore 97 lakh crores, and the total when you go to see it is 5 crore 75 lakh crores. So this constitutes a percentage of 13.48 in favor of CDSL and 86.52 in favor of NSDL. Now if you talk in terms of issuers is companies which are admitted with either CDSL or NSDL or both for admitting the various types of securities like equity, debentures, bonds, warrants, etc. In the case of CDSL it is 42,699 companies or issuers, and in the case of NSDL it is 99,207 companies. This totals up to 1,41,906 companies. So this gives CDSL a 30.09% share and NSDL at 69.91% shares. The total number of companies may be much lesser than 1,41,000 as I mentioned here, because there will be several companies which are common across both the depositories. The difference in terms of the issuers admitted, difference means the issuers that have been admitted in this month, that is in the month of August, is 1,364 in the case of CDSL and 3,281 in the case of NSDL. So monthly average count turns up as 29.36% in favor of CDSL and 70.64% in favor of NSDL. Now here again, if you go to see, NSDL is roughly opening about 100 companies or admitting about 100 companies per day. So if you see today it's about mid of September, so they would have already crossed the magic figure of 1 lakh issuers. So we will see in the next month, that is in the month of September, whether NSDL has crossed 1 lakh, and if so, by how much more they have covered over 1 lakh companies admitted with NSDL. In terms of ISINs, that is the instruments or scripts that are constituted by the ECOs that we mentioned in the earlier screen. In the case of CDSL, it is 1,11,000 ISINs. In the case of NSDL, it is 1,45,000 ISINs. This totals 2,56,000 ISINs. Again, here there will be many ISINs which are repeat across both the depositories. So this constitutes, in the case of CDSL, it is 43%, and in the case of NSDL, it is 56%. What is the DP reach? That is the total number of DPs that are admitted in NSDL or CDSL, and the service centers, that is the touch points where people can go and get their work done. In the case of NSDL, CDSL is 580 DPs admitted with CDSL and 299 DPs admitted with NSDL. If you see, it is 1 DP has a closed shop with CDSL, while 3 DPs have opened their innings with NSDL. So this constitutes about 65.98% or 66% DPs in favor of CDSL and 34% in favor of NSDL. But is this very important? Not really, because what is important is the coverage of these DPs through either touch points or service centers, as we call them, or through the online system. So we see in both the depositories are almost same in terms of the pin code coverage, that is the investors coming from various pin codes. So about 99% of the pin codes are covered by both the depositories in terms of at least one investor living in that particular pin code. Now total service centers, if you see, CDSL has got 19,735 service centers, NSDL has got 55,669 service centers. So this again constitutes to 26.17% in favor of CDSL and 73.83% in favor of NSDL. Should you find this video informative and educative, kindly share it with your friends. Please press on the like button and subscribe to this channel. The data has been picked up from the source, that is CDSL, from CDSL website. It is updated as of 31st August and the data was available on 5th of September. In the case of NSDL, it was available on 3rd of September. We have mentioned the link. In case somebody wants, they can double check using this link. Should you have any doubts, queries or suggestions, kindly contact me at ramkbharosay@gmail.com. Thanks.